Hello and welcome everyone. I hope you all are doing good. Welcome to another session of India Beauty. And today we are going to be having this session on our tinted moisturizer. I hope you all are excited for the class, all well. And today we are going to be discussing in detail about this making tinted moisturizers. And it's going to be an interesting session, highly good for each and every one of us for personal use or selling purposes. This is going to be very much helpful. Before we start, students, just a few pointers. So, I would request everyone to kindly keep your mics off all throughout the class for a smooth functioning of the session. At any point of time, if you have any questions to ask, any doubts if you have, please feel free to mention that in the chat box and we can take your questions one by one as and when we get the time. Along with this, the PDF of today's session has been shared with all of you in the WhatsApp community. So kindly do take a look at the PDF. Please do keep a printout of it with you, or you can write down the recipe in a notebook so that as and when we are discussing the formulation, it's easy for you to take down any necessary notes, right? So let's start with today's session. Since it's already time, we will proceed further as and when we have other students joining in, we'll take them in. Now, this formulation that we are going to be making today is going to be a very nice consistency, wherein we are going to be making a gel cream moisturizer. So, this is going to be a very lightweight, hydrating, nourishing, and moisturizing formulation without giving you any greasiness or heaviness on the skin. So, with lightweight ingredients, this is going to be giving you long term nourishment and deep nourishment for the skin. And along with this, we are also going to be adding in a tint into this. So we'll be creating a nice universal shade, one such beautiful shade, which is going to be very much compatible with Indian skin tone. So that is the kind of one shade we'll be creating today. And because of the tint, it is going to further help us in amplifying the overall formulation because this will also then help us with giving us an even skin tone and further hiding our blemishes, spots, and any sort of unevenness if a person has, they are going to be able to do that very easily with just one product. So this will give you two benefits. Just like how we have our foundations, BB creams, CC creams, right? They also have the purpose of giving us an even skin tone and further, helping us with an amplified overall look on the skin. This is going to be giving us that same result, but the kind of consistency that we have, the kind of lightweight texture that we have, and the nice tint that we have, it is going to be making it very light and very easy and good for daily purposes because you will have a lot of customers who will want to apply foundations on a daily basis. But because of the heavy textures of foundations that we get in the market, a lot of time people are not able to do that. So you all can go ahead and recommend them tinted moisturizers for this purpose, right? Or college going girls, or your office going women, they all can definitely go ahead and use this product as one of their makeup plus skincare formulations for a good even toned skin, right? So this is the main purpose of making our tinted moisturizer. This is going to be such a formulation that it will be very much compatible with every skin type also. So if you all will check the kind of ingredients we are using, they are very much safe, non-toxic, and even sensitive skin people can apply this daily and they can make the most usage out of this, right? Be it oily skin, dry skin, the kind of combination of ingredients that we have, this is going to be helpful for every skin type. Okay. I will just request everyone to please keep your mics off, students, for preventing any background noises. And at any point of time, if you all have any questions, you all can accordingly message that in the chat box. Now, as in how we are proceeding further, I'll also tell you a bit about the usage and application, and then we are going to be understanding one by one about each ingredient also, and then we are going to be proceeding with the actual making process. Now, since this is a moisturizer, you can use this as one of the last steps of your skincare, right? So, since it's a gel cream moisturizer, it will have a nice light consistency. So, you can firstly wash your face, apply your toners, serums, any lightweight creams if you want to apply. You can go ahead and apply that. You can then apply your sunscreen. And as the last step, you can then apply your tinted moisturizer and set up your entire look. Right. In case you want, in on top of the tinted moisturizer, apply your compact powders. So any such makeup product which is in the powder form, you can apply on top of your tinted moisturizer as well. Right. But in the skincare, this will be the last step and the final step of your skincare. So this is how you all can accordingly go ahead and suggest your customers also the correct application for this. Whenever we are doing any skincare, we will always apply the lighter products first and then the heavier or the heavier consistency products as the last step. But here, since we are making a tinted moisturizer, even though it has a light consistency, it will be applied as the last step of our routine. Moving ahead, let's also understand, students, one by one the ingredients. It is very important for us to understand what all ingredients we're using here, what is the purpose of adding these here. So we are going to be starting with the phase A1, and our first ingredient is DM water. This is the DM water, right? Whenever we're making any cosmetic formulation, this is going to be the first ingredient and the most basic foundational ingredient. And for any cosmetic formulation, we will only be using DM water or distilled water. We will not be using tap water or boiled water or RO water because they will not be able to give us a good shelf life for the entire formulation. Next, we have our panthenol powder. This is our second ingredient, which is in the phase A1. This is panthenol powder, right? Now, panthenol powder is also known as provitamin B5, and this is going to be a very good hydrating agent. Since we are making a moisturizer, the sole purpose here of a moisturizer is to moisturize the skin and nourish the skin so that it's going to help you with preventing transepidermal water loss and keeping intact the hydration into the skin cells. So panthenol is going to be a very good hydrating agent. The molecules of panthenol are very small, so it penetrates deeply into our skin and it holds on the water, the moisture, and the hydration, preventing the water loss from happening from the skin. Next is our aloe vera 200x powder. This is our next ingredient. It again comes in the form of a white fine powder, aloe vera 200x. Now, this is known as 200x because this is 200 times concentrated form of aloe vera, right? This is not the herbal aloe vera powder, but this is aloe vera 200x powder, which comes in the white color. And this is the dehydrated form of aloe vera 200 times concentrated. So whenever we are going to be using this, it's going to be a highly limited quantity that we'll be adding into our formulation because that quantity is compatible with the entire 200% of a formulation. So if you will check in the formulation also, it's 0.05 grams of aloe vera 200x that we are adding in a 100-gram batch because of the high concentration of this ingredient. This is going to be giving us soothing benefits, calming benefits, hydrating benefits for the skin. A lot of times, sensitive skin people are unable to apply a lot of products. They, face redness, itching, inflammation on the skin. So, in case any such issues already are there on the skin, aloe vera 200x is going to be helping you in solving that and curing that for sensitive skin people or for any skin people who are facing such issues. So when you're going to be using this moisturizer, this is going to calm down your skin and soothe your skin very well. Coming to phase A2, our first ingredient here is propanediol. This is the propanediol. It's a transparent liquid, right? That is how propanediol looks like. Now, propanediol is going to be our humectant in this formulation. As a humectant, what this will do, this will attract moisture from the surrounding and provide it to our skin, right? Since the sole purpose, as we discussed, of a moisturizer is to moisturize the skin, and here we are looking to make a lightweight moisturizer, you will find uh, good quality water-based hydrating agents in this formulation, which are not going to be causing any heaviness or greasiness into the skin. But even in the water-based form, they are extremely good at moisturizing the skin. And propanediol is one such humectant, which is very good for deeply nourishing the skin and giving it the much needed hydration. Okay, along with this, propanediol is also very good for improving the overall stability of the formulation. Since we are making a tinted moisturizer, we want a homogeneous consistency wherein we want the pigments, whatever we are adding in the phase C. Uh, uh, we want everything to combine together nicely and have a stable consistency. So propanediol is going to be helping us with improving the overall stability of the formulation as well. Next is xanthan gum transparent. This is the xanthan gum transparent. It's a white to off-white color fine powder. That is how xanthan gum transparent will look like. Here we are going to be specifically using xanthan gum transparent. You will find different varieties of xanthan gum available in the cosmetic industry. Normal xanthan gum soft, xanthan gum transparent. But here specifically students will be using xanthan gum transparent because every xanthan gum is used for a different purpose and different consistency and outcome. Since we are making a skincare and makeup product in a good combination, right? This is the kind of a formulation that we are trying to make. Xanthan gum transparent is going to be very much essential for this formulation. What this will do is, as a gum, this will help us in forming a film onto the skin, wherein it is going to be helping the pigments, the tint to stay onto our skin for a longer period of time, and it will, help it in uh, lasting longer onto the skin. Right, along with this xanthan gum transparent, along with propanediol, is going to be improving the overall stability of the formulation, keeping all of the ingredients homogeneously together, giving us a nice and stable formulation. Xanthan gum transparent also has a beautiful consistency. So it has a semi-thick consistency which it provides into the formulation. So it will also add to the overall viscosity of the moisturizer. It will give the moisturizer a little thickness, just like how we are wanting it to be. So it will boost the overall consistency of the moisturizer. These are the benefits of xanthan gum transparent in this formulation. Coming to the phase B, our first ingredient here is Gel Maker NET. This is how Gel Maker NET looks like. It's a liquidy paste kind of a consistency, white in color, right? This is how your Gel Maker NET looks like, right? Gel Maker NET is going to be one of our foundational ingredients in this formulation for making a nice gel cream tinted moisturizer. So Gel Maker NET is a emulsifier, right? So what this will do is this will help us in mixing the water phase ingredients with the oil phase ingredients and combine them together and give us a nice gel cream moisturizer consistency into the formulation. So, this is going to be compatible at different pH levels. Here, since we are making a tinted moisturizer, this is going to be very much good and stable for making a pH balanced tinted moisturizer. And this emulsifier is going to work very well for this purpose. Gel Maker NET, since it gives us a nice gel cream moisturizer consistency, it makes the formulation very light, very easy to use, and very easy to spread onto the skin as well. And here we are not going to be using any heat to make this formulation. This will be a cold process method of making the tinted moisturizer. Next comes our isopropyl myristate. This is the isopropyl myristate. It's a transparent liquid consistency. Isopropyl myristate is going to be further, adding nourishment into our formulation without giving us any sort of greasiness into the formulation. So this is going to be working as an emollient and an ester in this formulation, helping us in gliding the overall tinted moisturizer nicely onto the skin with a seamless application onto the skin, and also giving us and locking in the moisturization into the skin. Next is C1215 alkyl benzoate. This is the C1215 alkyl benzoate, again a transparent liquid consistency. These are all oil soluble ingredients, okay? Isopropyl myristate, C1215 alkyl benzoate. These are all in the phase B. These are oil based ingredients that we are adding into the formulation. This is again an ester, C1215 alkyl benzoate, and this is going to be helping us with good long lasting benefits of the tinted moisturizer onto the skin, and it's going to give us a nice velvety texture onto the skin. A nice smooth application and a silky touch to the skin is what this will provide. Along with this, a lot of times, as we discussed a few minutes ago, sensitive skin people are not very much compatible with a lot of products, and a lot of makeup products also do not suit them. So here we are adding in C1215 alkyl benzoate, which is going to be preventing any growth of bacteria on the skin. So especially for acne prone skin, for people who have sensitive skin, this is going to be a very important ingredient because they will be able to nicely apply this formulation without any bacterial growth or any sensitivity into the skin. So this is going to be also helpful for this purpose. Then we have our emo green, which is our next ingredient. This is the emo green. Again, a transparent liquid consistency. Emo green is going to be working as an emollient here in this formulation, right? So as an emollient, this will add softness and suppleness into the skin. It's going to make the skin much more, soft and smooth in consistency. And the feel of the skin. This is going to help us in hydrating the skin, moisturizing the skin very well, and also it's going to add a nice velvety touch to the skin. So when you're going to be applying the tinted moisturizer, it's going to be adding that velvety touch into the skin, giving you that final look and appearance, and giving you that setting out the entire formulation onto the skin very nicely and seamlessly. So these three ingredients, your IPM, C1215 alkyl benzoate, and emo green are going to be helping a lot with the easy and smooth application of your tinted moisturizer onto the skin, because we don't want that our moisturizer should be very difficult to apply, right? Moisturizers are going to be applied using your fingers, right? Just like how we apply normal moisturizer. This also we are going to be applying normally with our bare hands. So it should be a smooth, easy application so that it's blending in nicely into your skin and you're able to apply this on a daily basis without any hassle. So these are going to be very important. Coming to the phase C, which is the last phase into the formulation, here our first ingredient is DM water, right? In this formulation here, DM water is going to be our solvent for our pigments. So we do have DM water in our phase A1 also, and we do have a little bit of the phase, little bit of it in the phase C also, because we want to dissolve our pigments nicely and evenly. So a little bit of the DM water has been kept in the phase C for this purpose. Then we have our nude pigment and white pigment. These are powder-based pigments. These are skin-safe pigments that we are specially using, the cosmetic grade pigments. And the combination of these two is going to be giving us a nice shade altogether into this formulation for the tinted moisturizer that we are making. Next comes our liquid Germol Plus. This is our broad spectrum preservative. So, as a broad spectrum preservative, this is going to be helping us with uh, preventing the growth of bacteria and fungus into the formulation and giving us a good overall shelf life of the product. Next is our fairy dust fragrance oil. This is our fairy dust fragrance oil. This is going to be adding into the overall sensory appeal of the formulation. As soon as your customer is going to be opening the container, they should be able to smell a nice, soothing fragrance, something that is light and generally liked by everyone, so that they further feel the need to apply the product and try on the product. So this is going to be adding in a sensory appeal. Try to add a light fragrance. If in case you want, you can skip out the fragrance also. But a gentle, light fragrance, generally liked by everyone, is a good idea in a skincare formulation. And lastly, we have our vitamin E oil. So this is the vitamin E tocopherol that we are using in here. This is going to be working as an antioxidant in our formulation, preventing the oxidation of oil based ingredients into the formulation. Furthermore, vitamin E is also very good for the skin. So, this is going to be giving us both of these benefits in this overall tinted moisturizer formulation. So, with this, students, we complete the explanation of our ingredients which we are using in this formulation. Any questions, if any one of you have, please feel free to mention that in the chat box. We can take 2 minutes and review all of the questions once, and then we are going to be proceeding with the making process. Okay, students, so we'll start with the making process of our tinted gel cream moisturizer. We'll be starting with the phase A1 and phase A2. Now, I'm going to be firstly taking in a beaker, and into that I'm going to be measuring in my phase A1. Before starting, just make sure, students, that whenever you all are making your formulations, you all can go ahead and sanitize your equipments, weighing scale, any spoons, spatulas that you are using. So you can take 99% rubbing alcohol in a spray bottle and spray it all over your beaker, weighing machine, everything that you have in front of you, your workplace, and just wipe it off with a clean tissue paper. So this is just going to help you in preventing any contamination into your formulation, and this is going to be coming under good manufacturing practices when we are making products for selling purposes. So this will be a good practice to follow. Now here I have with me a clean beaker, and into this I am going to be adding in the phase A1 ingredients one by one, starting with DM water. Okay. Next is going to be our panthenol powder, our vitamin B5. Panthenol powder is known as vitamin B5 also. It's also known as provitamin B5. So you'll encounter a lot of names for the same ingredient. So here I'm adding the powder based panthenol powder. Next is going to be aloe vera 200x. Very limited quantity, so accordingly we'll be weighing it out using a precise weighing scale. Right, and here we have our phase A1 ingredients ready. Right, your panthenol and aloe vera 200x are completely water soluble. They are highly soluble in water. So these two powders are going to dissolve into your water instantly. Right? I'll keep this aside, and in another container, I'm going to be weighing out my phase A2. In the phase A2, I have propanediol as the first ingredient. So we'll be weighing this out carefully. As per the quantities mentioned in the PDF, we'll be following the measurements. Next is our xanthan gum transparent. Now, whenever we make use of xanthan gum transparent in a formulation, we always first create a slurry of this with a humectant. So, just like how we are doing it here, we have taken propanediol and we have added the xanthan gum transparent into it, and we'll give this a good mix. What will happen is that the xanthan gum transparent powder is going to instantly mix into our propanediol and completely dissolve into it. Xanthan gums, different types of xanthan gum will very nicely dissolve into your humectants. So the same procedure we are following here, right? This will help us in fastening the process, because once your xanthan gum is dissolved into your propanediol, then when you are mixing it into your other ingredients, you will not face any issue of lumping or any grainy particles is what you will not have into your formulation. This will completely dissolve smoothly into your entire formulation. So making a paste of xanthan gum or a slurry of xanthan gum with propanediol just like how we are doing it here, is going to be an essential step. And this is our phase A2. Okay, so I've mixed it nicely and we have a smooth slurry here, right? The xanthan gum, as you all would be able to see, is completely dissolved into the propanediol. No lumps, no particles we can see. This is exactly how we want to proceed. Okay, so here we have our phase A1. Here we have our phase A2. Now quickly we will be adding the phase A1 into the phase A2. And we will be combining these together. So I added the phase A1 into the phase A2 and I'm giving it a good stir now. This will help us in combining these phases together nicely and homogeneously. As soon as you add the phase A1 into the phase A2, your overall formulation is going to thicken up a little, right? It will not exactly be water like, but it will start thickening up a little because of the xanthan gum transparent. It will add a little bit of a viscosity into the formulation, and that is exactly what we want. So, if you all can see, this is not exactly very watery, but it has a little bit of a thickness, and this is absolutely good to go now. So all of the ingredients are completely dissolved and it has a little thickness of its own. So this is our entire phase A. Okay, the phase A1 plus phase A2 combined gives us the entire phase A. So we'll keep this aside here. In another container now, we are going to be adding in our phase A2 ingredients. Firstly, here we have our gel maker NET. Next is isopropyl myristate. Very nicely, gently, we will be measuring out everything. Try to be very accurate with the quantities. This is isopropyl myristate, which I am currently measuring out. Next is C1215 alkyl benzoate. Let's measure this also and add into our phase B. And then we have emo green. Okay. We'll give all of these ingredients a good mix. All of the four phase B ingredients we have added in into this separate beaker. Gel maker NET, isopropyl myristate, C1215 alkyl benzoate, and emo green. Right, and we'll just give it a good stir so as to combine these four ingredients together. Just roughly, we are mixing this together with a spatula. Okay. See, this is how it's going to look like after giving it a stir. Now, what we are going to do is we are going to be adding in our phase A into our phase B. So, I'll combine these together. Okay, so since you have used xanthan gum in this formulation, you will be seeing that a little bit of the face is sticking on the sides. So just scrape it out using your spatula or spoon, whatever is convenient for you, to prevent wastage of your ingredients. And this is a cold processed method of making your formulation. So here we don't need any heating. So we have just added the phase A and phase B together in the cold processed form. I'm just giving this a rough stir now using a spatula, and this is going to turn white like this, right? So no heating is involved here, and we'll still be able to make a good formulation out of this. So I've stirred this using a spatula once just to roughly combine these together, and it has already turned white in color because of the emulsification. Now I'm going to be using a coffee maker to further give it a good speed blending. Now, since it's a small batch, we're using a coffee maker. This is a separate coffee maker which I use only for my cosmetic formulations. So, kindly, students, if you are using any cosmetic tool, any blender, anything like that, keep it separate for your cosmetic formulations. Don't use it for your food items, right? For bigger batches, you will be using a stick blending machine. Okay, the stick blender is what we will be using in case you're making a bigger batch. So we'll just give this a good blend together to have a homogeneous mixture with us. So because of the blending, we'll have a nice and smooth texture and a good emulsified, stable formulation ready. So there is no specific time limit until which you have to blend this cold processed formulation. Once you just see that everything has combined nicely, you have a nice whitish colored, mixture ready with you, and it's a smooth consistency. That means your formulation is half ready, and you can stop blending. Okay, so you don't have to blend this for very long. Just once you have a smooth consistency, you can stop blending this. So this is our emulsified mixture as of now for the phase A plus phase B, right? We will be keeping this aside and we are going to be now proceeding with our phase C. If everything until now is clear, students, do give me a thumbs up. Are you all able to understand the process which we followed for the phase A1, A2 and phase B? Okay, great, amazing. Proceeding with the phase C now, I have again taken a separate beaker here into which I will be measuring out my phase C. So first is the DM water. Next into this, we will be adding in our nude pigment powder. So see, this is how the nude pigment powder looks like. It's in the powder form, right? It looks like a skin-like color. And we'll be adding this into our formulation. Next is our white pigment powder. This is how the white pigment powder looks like. We'll give this a good stir to combine the pigments into the water first. Nicely, we are going to be mixing this together so that the pigments can completely dissolve in the water first before we add it into our remaining formulation. You can even go ahead and blend this once if you want to at this stage so that the pigments can properly mix with one another. So you can take a stick blender or any fast blending machine and you can give this a blend also. So see, this is the kind of shade we have created, right? After mixing in the white and the nude pigment, this is the kind of shade we have achieved as of now for our tinted moisturizer. Yes, dear, I will be explaining you the concept for that also. Okay, so our pigment is now ready, right? We've given this a good mix and we have a nice and smooth mixture ready with us. Okay, coming to the shade making process, I have given you all the formulation for one shade, right? This is going to be a good enough starting point for all of you. So whenever you all are starting with this formulation, trying out this formulation, go ahead and make it exactly with the quantities provided. Now, suppose you want to customize this as per specific customers, their skin tones, and suppose you want to make a shade which is a little darker than this, right? Or different shades which are darker than this. What you will do is you will increase your nude pigment little by little and you will reduce your white pigment little by little, right? So one idea would be to reduce your reduce your white pigment 0.5 grams, right? And increase your nude pigment 0.5 grams. So just like how, you are balancing out the entire formulation, you will keep getting different shades of it, right? In case you want to get something of a lighter shade than what we have created, you will then increase your white pigment 0.5 grams, 0.75 grams. This is how you can go ahead and increase little by little, and you will accordingly, similarly, reduce your nude pigment. So, this will give you a lighter shade. Suppose you want to make something which is even more, for the browner skin tones, what you can do is you can also add 0.25 grams of brown pigment into this. Okay, just like how we have the nude pigment, white pigment, you can also go ahead and add 0.25 of 25 grams of brown pigment into this to further make it even more matched with your specific customers. So this is how you all will be experimenting with your shades, right? For lighter shades, increase your whites. For darker shades, increase your nudes. And further, in case you want, you can also introduce brown pigment into this. So this is what you all can note down, students. Whenever you all want to customize these shades as per specific formulations, you all can accordingly go ahead and do that. Generally, for tinted moisturizers, we only have 3 to 4 shades so that it's suiting specific skin complexions. Because these many number of shades are only available in things like foundation, concealers. But yes, if you want to, start this out and make different shades for your customers, you can accordingly go ahead and try out this process So just kindly note this, down, and this will be very much helpful for experimenting and making newer shades of your choice, right? So here we have this ready now. What we'll do is we'll now add this pigment mixture into our phase A plus phase B mixture. Or you can also go ahead and do vice versa. No hard and fast rule as such. We just have to combine these two together. Okay. So you've scraped out all of the pigment mixture and we'll just combine everything together nicely. Okay. So we've mixed this together and now we are going to proceed further with our formulation. So we are going to be adding in liquid germol plus into this, which is our broad spectrum preservative. To this, we'll also add in our fragrance, fairy dust fragrance, and lastly, vitamin E oil. We'll give this a good mix once again. As you all can see, we have a nice thickness of this formulation, right? Just like a moisturizer, we have a beautiful thickness of this formulation. And this is an entirely cold processed method of a gel cream tinted moisturizer that we have followed. So very convenient for you all to make bigger batches also for the same. Just we have to make sure that we are blending everything very nicely, especially the pigment, because the entire outcome of this is going to be on the pigment application, right? When you're applying this onto your skin, once you have a smooth gliding and smooth application, that is what is going to matter the most. Just whenever you all are making, take your time and blend it nicely. In between, if you want, you can use your stick blenders to give a final mixing. Okay, so we mixed it nicely after adding in the preservative because this is going to be an important step. So whenever you all are also adding in your preservative, just give it a good 1 minute mix so that your preservative can nicely mix into your entire formulation and you have a stable formulation, right? So with this, students, we have made our tinted moisturizer. We will be packaging this up also, and we'll be understanding a bit more about the pH related details. Okay, students. So I have here with me the containers into which we'll be filling in the product. Now, coming to the pH testing part, since we are making the tinted moisturizer and here we have added in our nude pigment and white pigment, there is no pH testing required for this formulation. We are using a pre-neutralized emulsifier, which is Gel Maker NET. So, what this does is that this neutralizes and balances the entire pH, and this gives us the pH balanced formulation. Okay, so this formulation that we have made, this is going to be at the pH of 5.5 to 6, right? So there is no need of checking in the pH. This is going to be staying like this itself because of the one pigments that we are using. They have a particular pH of their own, which is 5.5 to 6. And secondly, the gel maker NET. Gel maker NET is going to work only when the pH is properly balanced and it pre-neutralizes the pH and gives us the emulsification. So this is how the pH is going to work for this formulation. So no need to worry about checking it out. In case you want to just go ahead and check this out once whenever you are trying out your formulation, you can take 2 grams of your product, add in 8 grams of water and give it a good mix to dilute the formulation and you will have a pH of 5.5 to 6. So you can, in case you want to do that, you can check it accordingly, but there is no need to do that. Right? So the pH is going to be sorted for this formulation. Coming to the packaging, you all can package this product into different types of containers. I am using a sand jar for packaging this up. You all can accordingly go ahead and use your pump bottles also, right? Any different product that you want to, any different bottle that you want to use, you all can accordingly give that a try as well. Okay. Now I am making a small batch, hence I am filling this into one container. But whenever you all are making students, you will have to give this formulation a wait of 24 to 48 hours minimum for setting it out and completely, getting the final consistency out of it. Okay. Instantly, if you are going to be using this or applying this, this is not going to give you the best results. So, minimum 24 to 48 hours is what you will need to leave this formulation for. And then after that, just give it a good mix once again and then transfer it into your final packaging. Okay, all of your pigments that you have added, they are going to further release their color and they are going to set out into the formulation, right? So once you're making this and once you leave it 48 hours, you all will be able to understand how the final consistency is going to look like. But since I have to show you all the packaging, I am transferring this into a container. When you all are making this, keep it into your main container, cover it nicely with a cling wrap, any nice plastic wrap so that there is no contamination entering your formulation. So, and your formulation is completely good to go. Just cover it nicely and leave it for 48 hours. Okay. Then you will remove the plastic wrap, give it a good blend. In case you want, you can blend it once again as the final step and transfer it into your containers. Any pump bottles, sand jars, any container of your choice, you all can use. No hard and fast rule, right? If the pump bottle is good, this will come out of that also very easily, right? But just the pumping process needs to be very easy and good. So this is how I am going to be packaging this up. I'll show you all a small demonstration of how it's going to look like. This is not going to give you the final outcome because we've just made this, so the pigments are not yet fully dissolved. But just for a basic understanding, let's apply this and see. Right, so you just need to apply this with your hand, and once you leave it for 48 hours, then the pigments are going to nicely combine with one another even more. Right, this is how it's going to look like. Nice, light, and good for daily use. Just spread it nicely, and this is going to absorb into your skin. Nikita is saying amazing texture. Can't wait to try making this. Thank you so much, dear. Definitely do try this out, and we would love to see the outcome. Radhika is saying beautiful. Thank you so much, dear. I'm totally glad you all are enjoying the outcome, and definitely do make this because you all are going to be loving this for personal use, for gifting purposes, for launching this as a part of your brand. And I hope this product is going to be very much successful for all of you. Your customers love this product. This is going to be, my best wishes for all of you. And after this session, students, on 28th of July, we are going to be having our toothpaste gel workshop. This is going to be a paraben-free, acidus-free, fluoride-free toothpaste that we'll be making very much safe and natural to use. A lot of the toothpaste that we get in the market, they are not safe to use because these products are going into your mouth. So something safe is what we'll be learning. You all can use this for personal use. You all can launch the toothpaste gels also. So definitely do join in for the course in case you haven't enrolled for this. And the timing will be same 2 to 3 p.m. So you all can WhatsApp us and enroll for the course. And vendor details for this class for today, as well as the recording of today's class, is what I will be providing to you all within the next 24 hours in the WhatsApp community. Okay, so both of these details will be provided to all of you within the WhatsApp community itself. So, in case there's anything that you have missed out or you want to rewatch the video, you all can go ahead and check out the formulation again, and you will have lifetime access to it. Right? Vendor details also is going to be helping you in collecting your ingredients nicely, and you all can then start making the formulation. Sapna is saying beautiful. Thank you so much, dear. Totally glad you all enjoyed today's formulation. And it was great having you all till the end. Looking forward to see you all in upcoming classes also. Definitely, do join in more courses and launch newer products for your customers. Have a great day ahead. Bye bye. Enjoy your day.